I did want to start with Chael, if that's okay. Chael, I was at your last fight, and man, you kept a great face afterwards. You were very professional. Handled yourself like a pro afterwards. But I did want to know, now that you've had some time to think about it, how did you feel after that? Because you touched on it earlier here tonight. You said you laid an egg. You said it wasn't your best effort. You handled yourself like a pro. But when you got home and you had some chance to think about it, how did you feel about your performance?
Oh man, it hurt. It hurt. Tito sucks, and he beat me, and he beat me fair and square, which means I suck even worse. And it's like, if you fight a guy that's a champion and you beat him, you take his title. Whatever title he shows up with, you take it from him. It was the booby prize, John. I was fighting the guy that was the worst fighter in the sport. So now I'm the worst fighter. Now the next guy I fight, that's what we're fighting for. If I win, that guy becomes the worst guy in the sport. And I don't say that for any kind of satire. It was just, you come to this weird reality. I was out there fighting Tito, and I thought he had quit 10 seconds into the fight. He dropped on his hands and knees, and he stopped moving. Now, I know what that means, and fighters never talk about this publicly, but when a guy does that means get me out of here. That means put a choke on me and give me an opportunity to tap and let me go home. And Tito will get to that point a lot quicker than some other guys will, but this was 10 seconds in. But he was still giving me the get me out of here sign, so I just kept going for a choke that wasn't there, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy is terrible. And I end up on bottom. I'm going for a guillotine, but I got the leg on the wrong side and the neck. But again, he gave me the sign. So I'm thinking to myself, you are terrible. He pops his head out. I'm stuck on bottom. I try to move. I can't move. And I go, oh, my God, I'm terrible, too. I didn't know. John, I had no idea. I haven't been in there in 3.5 years. But Joel talked about it earlier today. If you want to think you're a tough guy, don't go out and test that, because it's a lot more fun to think you are than to get confronted with the reality. So I get stuck in this position, and this knucklehead, that we don't have a lot of rules in this sport. There's kind of just one, and I don't just mean with the rule book, but I mean even amongst the boys in the back. When a guy taps, you let him go. And I tapped, and he didn't let me go. And it was my neck, and I was fine. That could have been my arm or a Pale Horror situation where it was a leg. And we're having a totally different conversation. So he breaks the only rule that we have amongst the boys. And when we get in the back, he demands to me an apology at the press conference. He wants me to apologize. Now, it's like, Tito, the commission just asked me, how do you want us to handle this? And I said, I don't. I'm out. I don't want you to fine him or suspend him or make him go to a hearing. We're good. We handled this like men. We're fine. But inside, I thought, Tito, you held a tap and you broke the only rule that we have, and something could happen out there. When a guy says, hey, I'm out, you got to let him out. But then he demanded I apologize to him, and I go, man, I'm just dealing with a really weird guy. And that did make it harder.
What did you want to apologize for?
He had thought that I had insulted him on too high of a level the day before at the
Something about a porn
You said his
star
wife was a
Too many
whore.
syllables.
He told.
Too many syllables in the insult.
Yeah, he had said that.
Your wife is a whore.
They asked him, what does Chael Sonnen do well, Tito? Give him a compliment. And Tito said he's made a lot of money with his mouth. And I cut him off and I just said, Tito, the only person I don't make money with their mouth is your ex-wife. Great line, dirty, nasty line, but there's pretty good though too, right? And he pipes. He loses his cool and all hell breaks loose. But it's a press conference. That's what you do. That was the whole thing, but he demanded an apology. And, John, it disappointed me. I had a certain level of respect for Tito as a guy. I kind of knew him more as a fan, even though I wrestled him back in college, but I don't really talk to him or anything.